I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
That was them why they were yes. Everything else is fun.
Yeah. No.
Can you see this?
Well, it looked like it started earlier.
One practice in the
The other one was
so she was the aggressor. And I think she said she not to go play, but whatever it is, generation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Few kids this year club. So, but yeah, it's been good. You know, posting up.
Yeah. I think we play you guys next December. We have to play each other. Once for each place.
Plays.
Good. Good.
She's not playing today. She's center.
Yep. We lose track of time. I think last time I saw her, she was four.
Yes,
Right now.
yes, that would be probably true.
And then I'm like, I think the picture is D.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Lady Rough Riders, game number 5, semifinals. We'll be going up against one of the local teams, Hyland Hills.
I know. I mean,
The way things have turned out, this is actually the Lady Rough Riders' first time playing this club this season. We have Jesse, Josie, and Paige up there on the front line. Harper and Harper on D. Good face-off by Jesse. She gets it back over to Harper. Harper S puts it across. Paige gets over. She gets clipped on the boards. Hylands picks up the puck and tries to pressure outside their zone. They pass right to Harper S. Harper S puts up against the wall. Paige. Paige pushes it forward, but right to Hyland Hills. Hyland Hills tries to reset. They pass right back to Harper. We're getting another game of pickle this morning. By that time, we pass back to them. They force into the zone as one of the Hyland girls tries to check Jesse, who got out of the way. Good move by Jesse. Josie's able to push it into the zone, backed up by Ads. Ads picks it up from Josie's skates. Hyland kicks it all the way out into our zone. Ads picks it up in neutral zone from pass forward. We're changing out some lines here. Maddie Lemon gets it and wraps it back behind the net in Hyland zone. We've got Lemon, Ori, Georgia, Josie, and Maddie Benish. Bit of a rush down into the center of the zone. The puck made it for the first time back down into our zone as we play keep away from Hyland's team. They're over in that far corner battling. They do a centering pass to one of their players, but Josie was shadowing her. Puck is just inside of our blue line here. Georgia's got it. She passes up to Ori. Ori gets a stick on it momentarily, but it had a bit too much heat. Ori buries it in deep into the corner. We're changing out lines again already. Jesse's back on. Puck gets loose back into the neutral zone. Maddie Bench picks it up at the red line, gets over to Georgia. Georgia's skating in. She buries it into that deep corner. I'm liking this dump and run method that we got going, allowing our forwards to put some pressure on. Hyland's been playing D the majority of this time. We have Harper and Harper back out there. Harper S saves it off the blue line. She takes a shot, but Josie is in the shooting lane. No one wants to get hit by a puck from their own team. Puck gets relayed up to Harper again. She just tries to swing, but it gets off the end of her stick as she tries to let them fly down the middle. Turnover here right at the blue line once, twice, and now Hyland's is into our zone as we try and clog up the zone. Harper S gets a stick on it. Puck gets loose for a centering shot toward Olive. Olive's in our net. There. Olive thankfully sat on the puck as there's a bit of a battle there in the crease. Another change up. Lemon, Ads, and it's like Georgia and Maeve out there. We're up to 11 players, by the way. It's a big day for us. Fantastic offside call by that ref as we had a fast Hyland defenseman running in there. Adds Maven Lemon up there on that front line. Good battle up there. Hyland's down into our zone, just at that far top of the circle. Shot toward goal from one of their defensemen. Goes wide. Some posturing down here on this near circle from both teams as we work on clogging up the lanes. Bit of a tie-up there right at the top of the center. Ooh, great shot by Hyland. Olive was able to drop down on it right in the crease. Both teams get fresh players out here. All the girls are lined up at the wrong circle here. All right, Josie's on point. Harper, Josie, and Paige. Good face-off win by Hyland, but we put pressure on them and forced them all the way back into their zone. Bit of a battle over there near the Rough Rider bench. We pass forward, but it goes right to Hyland. We don't want a repeat of that. Harper S banks it back behind the net over to Paige. Hyland gets to it first. Jessie picks up a shot on goal as she brings it up and across to Josie. Goes in deep to the far wall in Hyland zone. Harper saves the blue line. She puts it in deep up to Josie. Josie centers a pass. Oh, Jessie was right there. Tried to get a shot, but their goalie banked it away. Oh, Harper S is going in the box. She tried to get a poke check and she got the skaters Blade instead, taking down one of the Hyland players. We are on a penalty kill down at 10-11 in this first period. Game is still 0-0. Got very quiet in here. Good tie-up by Lemon. Ori tried to go out with it. Puck is loose. That is going to be an icing call against the Lady Rough Riders. 10:57 on the clock. We'll have another face-off on this penalty kill. Harper S is still in the box for another minute 46 seconds. Another good face-off, but Highlands had the win on that. They got it back to one of their defensemen who took a really nice shot. Olive was able to cover it up. That was only 6 seconds. Hyland wins that face-off again. Another shot on goal. Olive falls on it. Their defenseman still whacked her at the whistle. We're down to 137 on this penalty kill. Jesse battles it out. Paige flew in there and picked up the puck. Another shot on goal, but it goes wide. We got a shooter here from this point, but we're clogging up the shooting lanes. Georgia's down here in this corner. There's some back and forth here of keep away from Georgia. Georgia lost an edge. Harper S is putting on some good pressure. Georgia gets hit in the side from a shot. She is driving the puck all the way into the zone. Nice job, Georgia. That chewed up a good 30 seconds. We're down to 50 seconds at this point. We've got that fast defenseman taking it all the way up and in on this inside circle. Around the back, she centers it. Maddie Benish and Georgia were able to get some good D on that. Georgia does, her and one of the defensemen, one of the Hyland girls had a bit of a wreck here. Looks like they're both okay. Harper, Maddie Ads, and Maddie Benish out there on D for the rest of this penalty kill. 39 seconds left in it. Good face-off by Lemon again. Harper O and Maddie Benish putting some good D on as Ads gets the puck over here in this near corner. Some more back and forth as one of the Highlands loses an edge. We gain possession. Maddie Benish does some dangling down there. She puts the puck down. Hyland got a stick on it, so it went loose into the zone. Hyland's trying to reset. We're putting on some great pressure. Maddie Benish catches it in the neutral zone, goes to the far side. All right, we're back to full power now. And puck on goal, or Olive covers it up. Slaughtering all the girls' names this morning. We're down to 8:08 in this game, 0-0. Successful penalty kill. Puck gets loose. Ori buries it all the way down the ice as she was trying to get some time with the puck. Another face-off on that far circle. Jesse on point. Harper, Paige, and Josie. Paige is good about coming in off that line and rushing whether we win that face-off or not. Puck is loose outside the zone. Harper got it down. It's going pretty slow. Paige is putting on pressure. It's out of the zone. Jessie catches it. She keeps it in the zone. She gets over to that far wall. She gains her own rebound. Josie takes a backhanded shot. Their goalie covered it once and then twice. Have a face-off here at 7:35 on the clock. Still 0-0 in the first period. Georgia and Maddie Benish in on D. Puck gets out of the zone. Georgia picks it up over there on the far wall. She banks it over to Josie on this near wall. So if I get that into frame here, Josie's going on the inside. She does a centering pass to Jesse, and puck just goes over the blue line. Maddie Benish was getting control of it and just dribbled over. We'll have an offside call. Minor inconvenience for how much time we're getting on face-offs this morning. Puck was hot and in play. Ori tries to take a shot, but she got clipped from behind and lost an edge. Puck is coming out of the zone. Georgia gets a stick on it. And we have another offside call. Ori was flying out, but just not in time. Ori, Maeve, Lemon, Georgia, and Maddie Benish. Puck got into the zone. Ori was fast. She centers a pass, but there's just Hyland there to receive it. She takes it all the way out of the zone. Georgia gets a good poke check right at the red line. Georgia rushes in. She loses an edge. Gallagher gets it. Maeve is looking for her. She buries it in deep behind the net. Puck's coming out. Georgia gets it. Puck got past her stick. One of their forwards tried to rush it out. Josie backed up Georgia at the red line. Puck's back in the zone. Paige and Josie are in there putting good pressure. They've got the entire team out there against them as Jesse's out here. She just gets on along with Georgia and Harper O. Georgia saves it down here on this near wall. She buries it. That's likely going to be, another icing call. We're down to 6:01. Jesse doing our face-off. Harper, Paige, and Josie. Face-off win by Hyland. And we get it out of the zone. We have Harper S bringing it up to Josie. Josie's on this inside wall. She takes a shot on goal off the goalie glove. Jesse's took up the position of Harper out here on D as Harper was in D. She takes a shot on goal. Goalie covers it up. We have Lemon on our face-off. I'm sorry, that was Jesse. Puck comes around. Harper keeps it in off the blue line. She takes a shot, hits the back of the wall, went dead right on the edge of the net. Some more back and forth between Harper and Josie. Josie gets another shot in goal. It was going to go wide, but their goalie came out of the crease and covered it up. Rough Riders change out. Front and back lines. We have Maddie Benish and Georgia out there. Ori, Ads, and Lemon. Lemon doing that face-off. Puck was shot by Georgia. One of their defensemen gets it. She takes it all the way down and puts it in the goal. Goal Hyland. It's that same defenseman that keeps skating the full length of ice. She's probably taken more than half the shots on goal at this point. Now we know why. We're down to 5:02 in this first period. Lady Rough Riders down by 1. For everyone that joined us late, this is our first chance to play this team. this season. They kept canceling games with us. There's a buzzard. Sounds like the clock might not have been. Clock is now running. We lost about 10 seconds on the clock there. All right, we got 8 seconds back. We're down to 5 minutes in this first period. Puck got loose on a deed to forward pass there. Maddie Bench picks it up. She puts it over to the far side. Looks like Hyland's going to get to it first. They put it back around. Hyland picks it up behind our net. They do a centering pass. We're playing a lot of D here when... There we go. Maddie Benish does a little wraparound. Puck gets out. Ori's in chase as it goes into the zone. They draw in Ori, but they do some bad passing here as we go a D2 forwards off Hyland. George is getting to it first in this wall. She puts it deep, and that is an icing call against Lady Rough Riders at 4:13. Jesse doing our face-off. Harper and Harper, Paige, Josie, and Jesse. Good win by Jesse. Puck went forward up to Josie. One of their D took a shot. Olive was able to cover it up. It was going pretty slow. Another face-off. Hylands wins it, but Josie ran the line and got up there quick. She's all the way in the zone. She's looking for another shot. Defenseman was able to get a stick on it. Shot didn't get taken off. Harper saves the blue line. The puck goes all the way over to that far side. Paige is there first. She centers and tries to get a shot on goal, but it was from behind the goal line. Their goalie covered up. We're down to 3:43. Puck got away over to Hyland during that face-off. Harper S keeps it in. It wraps back around. Hyland now tries the outside zone. Harper O keeps it in. She buries it in deep. Hyland resets. Ads is on it this time. Ads gets completely sweeped out. No tripping call. Lemon to Harper O. Harper O tried to pass immediately forward. Hyland was on it. Harper S trying to help, doing a back check. Hyland ruined that shot on goal. The puck is loose. Harper S reminding Hyland to not touch our goalie. As you can hear the Hyland parents getting upset that Harper was pushing the girl out of the way. We're down to 3:04. Lemon's on that face-off. Puck goes stale there. Hyland gets away with it momentarily. Maeve gets it out and underneath the legs. It's into the zone. Maeve is putting pressure on. Hyland resets back behind their net with a lot of speed. Jesse sweeps in, clips the puck, stops their progress. They're over the blue line, the red line, and they're across the blue. Georgia, Jesse are crisscrossing with 3 of the Hyland shooters, and in the confusion, the puck was shot up and over into our goal. That is second goal. Hylands at 2:36 in this first period. Jesse on point. Paige, Josie, Georgia, Maddie Benish. Puck went dead there. One of the wings from Hyland kicked it over to their D. They take it all the way back into their zone. Paige gets a hold of it in the corner. Jessie was on the front porch. Josie gets the puck back to Georgia. Georgia was on the wrong side of the blue line. We'll have a offside call, Lady Rough Riders, and a face-off right here in front of us. We're down to 2:20. Good face-off win by Jessie. She gets it over to Josie, backed up by Georgia. Georgia gets it in deep. Hyland's picked it up on their D side. They put it down into our zone. Maddie Benish picks it up. She does a backhanded pass back to Paige. Paige gets caught up in the wall. Jessie picks up that puck and ties up, and then all four of the girls go down from both teams. Oh, Maddie Benish just took a shot. Looks like she's okay. She's going off. Josie takes it into the zone. She gets checked into the wall. Good battle. The puck's down at the end of the rink there behind Hyland. Josie's holding on to it versus two. She's got such a longer reach than the other girls down there. Puck gets loose. Maddie Lemon puts it back to Harper O. Harper O gets it to Georgia. Georgia drives it all the way into the zone. She gets tripped up. She's still battling. Maybe neither of the girls had that puck, but they're still battling against each other. Ads holds that blue line. Nice job, Ads. She puts it behind the net. That same shooter from last time is skating hard across the center ice as we try and keep up. She's really fast. Good pressure by Harper O and Ori. Ori sits on her for a moment. We've got Lemon, Ads, and Georgia down here just battling against one. We got it out of the zone. Hyland tries to bury it in deep, hits Georgia. Georgia gets it back out up to Ori. Ori's across the red line, across the blue. She banks the puck from corner to corner. Hyland tries to get out. Jessie did a fantastic superhero move there as she clipped the player. Puck goes loose. Josie tries to take a shot. We're down to 10 seconds. Harper O's got it. She takes a shot. Puck is loose. Oh, come on, get it in. Lots of rebounds to be had as the buzzer goes off. That was a great last 30 seconds. Great shift. Lady Rough Riders are trailing by 2 goals. All right, we've got Olive going to her temporary goal over here during the second period. Well, 15 minutes on the board. Pretty quiet in the stands as, at least for the Rough Riders, this is the third morning in a row for most of the girls waking up at sometime at 4 o'clock in the morning here. We have Lemon on point, Pads and Maeve on wings, Georgia and Maddie Benish on the tie up there right near the center point. Hyland breaks out from this inside side. We've got one that dangles all the way through all the girls and gets a goal at 14:47, 13 seconds after the puck drop. Lady Rough Riders are trailing by 3. Jesse's coming in for this face-off. Harper and Harper on D. Josie, Paige, and Jesse on the center. Hyland wins that face-off. They get it back to their D. Their D passes it forward. Harper S stops it from going into our zone. Hyland resets, tries to go down the center. They're down the center. Both of the Hyland's forwards were able to charge down the center, dangle, and picked up a rocket bottle hit on the water bottle as it flies out from the top of the net. We're down to 14:28. That is goal number 4 in about 30, or 2 goals in under 30 seconds on the Rough Riders. Puck is loose down into our zone. Harper O is picking it up in the corner. She passes it along the side. Lemon loses an edge, hits the back wall. Puck is loose now into the zone. Ads was able to relay it forward. Lemon's back up. Puck gets out. Lemon tries to tie it up just as it gets over the line. Maeve comes in from behind but just gets away from her. We've got another shooter. Hits Olive's leg pad and banks off to that far circle. Maeve ties up one of the players as she lines up for a shot. It goes wide. Good pressure. A little bit of retaliation there from Maeve between the girls. Puck is back into our corner as their D buries it deep. Harper O gets to it. She gets it up to Maeve. Maeve gets tied up on this wall. I'm sorry, that's Lemon. Lemon's back up. Puck is loose right in the center. Shot on goal. Olive was able to cover it up. We're down to 13:11 on the clock. We'll have a face-off in the Rough Riders near circle. Jesse doing the point. Maddie, Georgia on D. Paige and Josie out there with Jesse. Puck gets all the way out as the Highlands wins it. They're resetting back in the zone. Josie chases her down, takes the puck. She's in. She gets tied up in that far wall. Jesse catches it behind the net. Oh, puck is just getting out, pass over the red line. Georgia picks it up. She puts it in deep. Hyland kept the icing from happening as it resets at the far circle in the zone. Georgia comes in and, I'm sorry, that's Josie. She gets it over to, no, that was Georgia. Sorry, 57-75. All right, we've got their number 1 shooter out there, D player, coming out here on that far side, looking to set up. She tries to get a shot off. She's unsuccessful. Another shot on goal. Twice more. Puck is out of the zone. Puck gets over here down this near circle. Hyland's trying to get it back into the zone. They get it in. Georgia gets to it forward, gets chipped out up to Ads. Ads relays it forward to the red line. Still chipping away as we try and get it out and over. Hyland's got a runner, gets over in the wall. Georgia cuts her off. Puck is loose. Georgia off the wall. She's across the blue. She's across the red. She's across the blue again. She's in the zone. She's got 2 on her. Puck gets away. Georgia's still fighting for it, trying to get puck back. Puck just makes it out past the zone. Lemon catches it at the red line, but they get past her. Harper Rose out here. She gets a good forecheck on it. Puck is back up to Georgia. Georgia buries it deep into the zone. Ori's on chase. She gets knocked off her skates at the goal line. Ads takes a shot into the side as they try and pass forward. The second time is success. Harper O and Harper S are back there on that far point trying to get the puck away. Got a centering pass, shot toward goal, it goes wide. Ford tried to get it back to their D. Ori gets it past one. She's got one more. Their D picked it up, but Paige and Ori are on her. They try and reset. Jessie catches a pass, gets past her. She's still fighting for it. Puck gets across the blue line. Jessie's in possession as she goes over to Harper O. Harper O tries to pass it forward, but there's only their D. Paige picks up the trash there right at the red line. Paige is on this inside wall. She looks for a centering pass, but the D was right on her. Gets right to Harper O. She keeps it in the zone. She buries it across the far side. Josie picks it up. Doing a reverse out there. Puck is back behind the net. Their D pick it up. They do a cross the ice pass. Banks off Harper S. Georgia's on it. She takes it and brings it all the way around. She's now down in this near corner. She gets up to Josie. Josie gets a stick on it briefly, slow it down. Harper S saves the red line. She gets it across. She's in there. Ref is in the way. She takes a shot on goal. Puck is loose. Ads gets a piece of it, gets it over to Lemon. Lemon takes a shot on goal. There's a rebound. Georgia keeps it in with Maddie Bench and Georgia on D now. Puck is loose across the zone. Maddie gets it, just tries to get over the red line, but some back and forth is too much traffic. Some good reaches by Lemon and Maddie keeping any shots from happening. They try and set up a center shot top of the point, but it gets ruined by Ads and Addie Lemon. Georgia tries to bury it across the ice, but they had jumpers over the wall at that moment. Puck is loose. Maeve catches it at the red line on a pass. She takes a shot off the shoulder pad of the goalie. Puck is still over in that far wall. Josie gets on the ice. She gets a stick on it. Oh, and the puck just gets over the red line. They had a cherry picker. Harper S gets a piece of it. She gets up to Josie. Josie kicks it up and out across the red line. There's a lot of back and forth here. This is getting to a heated game here. Jessie saves that blue line. There's a tie up in that far wall. Josie gets it. She's got two on her. Gets over to Jessie behind the goal line. She centers it. Tries to get it back to Maeve, but trying to get this in frame. Sorry. Puck gets loose. Harper S keeps it in. Puck is down in that far corner. Josie's got it over to Jessie. Jessie tries to get up. She gets tripped up. Harper S goes deep into that far circle. She's down into the goal line. Josie's looking for somebody at the blue line. That's Jessie. Jessie's got an opportunity. She gets over to Harper O, and it just, still in the zone, thankfully. Hyland is looking pretty desperate at this point. They are just getting beat up by these lines right at the moment. They're down in this corner. Puck gets loose. Jessie picks it up behind the net first. She gets tied up. We've got somebody's glove down there. Jessie's without a glove as she's still battling. Hyland's on their knees. Josie gets it over to Paige right at the top of the center. Oh, it just gets loose. She gets shouldered. They are loose out of the zone. They've just got to be beat. All four of their players goes off. Harper S picks it up at our inside zone. She's loose. Oh, puck gets to Paige. Paige buries it across, goes into that far zone. We're using that chance to change up that probably very tired line also. Almost had that breakout there. Puck's reset. We've got some fresh skaters on. Lemon comes in, blocks that red line, gets into our zone. Georgia tries to get it out, hits a body. Harper O's down there still. She wasn't able to get off the ice since she was on the far side. Georgia and Harper O. Harper O gets it across out of the blue line. She's looking for relief at the bench. No luck as Hyland recovers in the neutral zone. Maddie's trying to tie it up. Ad's doing a back check. Ori's now putting pressure on this near circle. Georgia cuts that girl off at the back wall. She's getting a little angry at this point. Puck is just, sounds like a sword fight down there with everyone just swiping at that puck. Open shot, it goes up high and right. Puck from their forward to their D, and the puck got loose past Hyland as it goes all the way down the end of the ice. Ads gets to it first. Shot from Ads to Josie. Josie's shot went wide. Gets back to Maddie Benish at the blue line. Paige is on it. She didn't press her, but it's all right. Worked out well. Hyland's is trying to get back and forth as Paige and Josie keep it in that far wall. Jessie's back behind the net again. She wraps it to Paige. Paige gets it back to Georgia. Georgia's got it just at the top of the point. Oh, the shot goes high and over. Maddie saves the blue line. Got up and over Maddie's stick here. She's back to the red line. She goes all the way across the ice. Hyland's gets a piece of that pass. They take it in deep. They're on the outside circle. Olive saved that shot. That was a good one. Josie just came in and did a good poke check. Another centering pass, but Georgia to Benish, and it got back out. Hyland's trying to reset in the neutral zone. Paige gets it. She tries to get it out, hits one of the players on the wall. That is a no icing call against Rough Riders as we change out another line. We've got a fast defenseman coming across again, number 20. She's all the way down to our goal line. Puck is loose. Oh my God. Harper tapped the puck toward Olive so she could cover it up and stop it. That was a bit scary. We're down to 4 minutes, 1 second. We'll have a face-off in the Rough Rider zone. Looks like we have Maeve, Ori, Lemon, Harper, and Harper on D. Puck is loose on the D. Harper S stops the shot with her stick. She is across the blue. It was offside, but the refs didn't call it. Puck went down loose. Harper O was able to do a stick lift back in our zone against one of the Highlands. Puck's loose behind our net. Ori picks it up in this near corner as she gets tied up. She gets it out and pass. That puck is going hot down to that line. That's an icing against Lady Rough Riders. We're down to 3:26 in this first period. Harper and Harper on D, Jessie, Josie, and Paige coming out for the front line. Win by Highlands, gets back to their D. Their D wraps it around instead of taking a shot. They try and do a centering pass. Harper S gets it. She chips it up and then kicks it across the ice. Gets almost to the red line as Hyland's resets here. Harper O to Harper S in that outside corner. Harper S banks it up and over the wall, and it makes it back into the neutral zone. Hyland buries it back behind our net. Harper O picks it up. She's looking for an open pass. She gets it to Paige. Paige knocked it down. Hyland picked it up. Jessie and Harper S are trying to tie up any kind of centering pass. Harper S kicked it along the outside wall. Their D tried to get it forward. Josie tipped it out. Paige picked it up. Paige is in the zone. She's looking for an open shot. Open shot right into the waiting glove of the goalie. This is a left-handed goalie, so their gloves on the right side. That's where that shot came from. Lemon on point, Ori in this near wall. It's like ads on the far wall. Maddie Benish and Georgia on D. Hyland's got it out of their zone, across the zone. Georgia ties up one of their players. She gets the puck into this near wall. Shot on goal by one of the shooters. I think Maddie Benish got a skate on it. Deflected it. Puck toward the goal again. This time Georgia's got it. She's taken it all the way across the ice. She's crossed the blue. She's in the zone. She's on that far point. She got poke check there. She got pushed into the wall. Ads backing her up. Gets to Ori. Ori takes a shot right into that waiting right glove hand of the Hyland goalie. Change out of our front line. Jesse, Josie, and Paige. Hyland changed out their entire line. We're down to a minute 52 in the second period. Lady Rough Riders don't have a goal yet. Hyland's has 4 goals. Puck gets wrapped around this outside. It's going to be an icing call against Hyland as it just made it a foot past the goal line. An icing call. Ice is getting pretty snowed up, so the puck is slowing down. Definitely affect the icing calls going forward. Jesse on point, Josie, Paige, Harper and Harper on D now. Good tie-up, and puck goes dead. Paige gets in there, picks it up. She tries to do a backhand pass to Jesse, gets just past her. Harper O tries to hold blue, gets past her. We've got a runner. Harper S gets a piece of it, backed up with Josie. We've got a call. Refs are having the conversation. Looks like Paige is going in the box. I didn't see what happened. All right, we are on a penalty kill. We're in our zone with a minute 20. Paige is in the box for 2 minutes. Puck got loose there on the near point. Their players wrapping around, trying to get a piece. Harper S gets a stick on it. Gets loose again by Josie. Harper S is taken across. We're on the offense. She passes forward to herself. Their fastest skater on the ice has now picked up that puck and skating all the way across the ice. She loses control of the puck. She tries to do a centering pass. Harper S was on it. Josie picks that up. We put it down the ice. It is tumbling slowly. No icing, no icing. Again, there's a lot of snow on that ice. Hyland tries to reset as they thought they were setting up for position. They just got a couple of players out here. Didn't have quite the plan. Josie picked it up. She dumps it out of our zone. D-to-D pass in their zone. We're down to 20 seconds. Puck's out of the zone. Harper O is picking it up on this near blue line. She's looking for a pass back to Lemon. Lemon backhands it into the waiting stick of Hyland. Hyland takes a shot. It was bouncing. Olive was able to cover it up. We're down to 4.5 seconds in the second period. That means we will be starting out the third period with Paige in the box for 40 seconds. We'll be starting out on a penalty kill. Good tie-up at the center point by Lemon. Puck gets loose into the corner. That is the end of the second period. We'll be switching our goal sides here for the final 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they didn't see what they.
Sounds like it might have been a roughing call against Paige. All right, there's the buzzer. Final 15 minutes of the semifinal game.
What I do is I just do this.
Looks like we'll have Jesse out here for this penalty kill for our point. Josie, Maddie Benish, and Georgia. Face-off win by Jesse, but they collapsed in. Some back and forth there at the red line. Jesse clips the girl into the wall. She goes down. They're trying to reset there, get into the blue. Jesse blocks again 3 times now. Jesse's on a roll here. Josie's putting that long reach on. Puck went off sides. Great pressure. 14:33. Oh, Jesse's now in the box.
There was a penalty. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't. The other cameraman even said that he didn't see any penalty against us. Paige is going to be out in 13 seconds. We have a 5-on-3 now penalty kill. Josie does that face-off, wins it. Shot toward goal by one of their defensemen. Georgia gets a hold of it. She slides along the wall. The other D tries to get a shot off, but we block up the shooting lane. Josie picks it up. Josie gets it out across. Paige is on the ice now. We're still on a penalty kill, but at least we have 4 skaters now. Puck gets loose down in our corner. Maddie Benish is there first. She tries to shove it back, but 2 of the Hyland players gets to it. Georgia tries to tie it up in that far corner. It gets loose again and again. Josie had a piece. She got it to Georgia. Georgia's skating it out. She's across the red. Puck goes through the legs. Hyland tries to tie her up. Puck gets loose back to one of the forwards here on the near wall. Ads comes in, does like a skater stop, puts it into the wall. Georgia buries it across from corner to corner. Harper O's now on the ice for Maddie Benish. Puck is loose. Harper S is solo against one. Now it's Olive. Puck gets past Olive on the glove side down low. We're down to 13:20 on the clock. Apparently we're not stopping the clock anymore. Puck is just burning down here. We're down to under 13 minutes now as the ref has a conversation with the clock. We're 5-on-5 now. Puck win by Hyland. It gets back into their zone. Good pressure by Maeve and Lemon. All right, Maeve was able to get it buried deep into that far corner. Ori's trying to set up on the porch. Hyland is still wrapping around here. They got their extremely fast defenseman skating all the way up through all of us. They're down in that corner. Lemon catches her up. Puck gets away. Harper relays it across. Maeve is in chase. Ori puts some pressure on. Gets over to Jessie. Jessie's on the ice. She puts it into the zone. Puck gets back to Harper O. Harper O gets up to Ori just barely. Ori gets caught in the blue line turnover. Harper S picks it up at the red line with Harper O. Gets it into the zone. Harper S dives in there, but it gets out again. Harper O to, looks like Maeve, but the puck is They tried to pass it out as Josie was getting a stick on it. They're now rushing it into our zone. This is their second D shooter who's taking most of the shots. Georgia got a stick on it, and the puck went high into the net above the wall. We're down to 11:20 on this running clock now. Jesse's on point. Paige, Josie, Maddie Banish, and Georgia. Some back and forth there. Hyland won that face-off, but we're picking up the trash here on this inside wall. Jesse to Josie. Josie's trying to get it past this defenseman. All right, we got it out of the zone. One of their D picked it up on the far side. Maddie's got it in that far wall. She gets up Paige, but it gets past her. Shot on goal. Georgia gets a leg pad on that shot. It was a good shot. Again, it's from one of their main scoring D up to one of the forwards. They're in our zone, but there's only one player now, too. Their D saved that blue line, kept it in our zone. We're down to 10:15 on the clock. Georgia picks it up, but she gets checked into the wall right behind the ref. Jessie picks it up over in that far corner. She gets it toward Paige, but it gets way past her, and it is an icing call against Rough Riders. Oh, no icing call. They waived it. Puck just got over, and that is an icing call on Ads as she was going into the zone while we still had players. It's all right. We'll have a face-off right in front of Hyland's zone or bench. Down to 9:30 on the clock. Lemon on that face-off. Hyland was able to get it back to their D. Gets across the red line as they reset and that are blue. Maddie Lemon gets some pressure on there. Gets over to Ads. Ads battling now. She passes over to Ori, but there's a defenseman right there to pick it up. Harper S over in this corner now pinning their number 11 versus our 11 here. Puck gets out. Gets backed up by, it's like Lemon. As Lemon reminds the girl in front of her that she is playing hockey. All right, we have Harper S on a breakout. She's across the red. She's across the blue. She's on this inside wall. She's down in their corner now looking for an open pass. Good pass to Lemon. Lemon takes it. Oh, that was Ads taking a good shot on goal. We've got a penalty arm up on the ref. Hyland just picked up a penalty. All right, number 65 is in the box, warming up that bench. We're down to 8:25, and they're now doing a stop clock. She'll be in until 6:25. We have Jessie doing face-off. Josie's picking up. She gets over to this near wall. Harper and Harper are still on D. Harper takes a shot. Oh, just went over the net. Harper O picks it up in the far left. She takes a shot, hits everybody. Hyland flattened Jessie as she was right at the top of the crease. All right, we got another face-off. Clock is running. 7:50 on the clock. Jessie gets it back, but it goes right between our D. Harper O to Harper S. Harper S chips it into the zone. It goes in and out. Jessie gets a stick on it. Gets over to Harper O, but Harper O had a slipping pass. They blew the whistle as Olive covered up the puck. This power play, as well as the game clock, is just ticking down on this run clock. We've wasted about 30 seconds of our power play due to this running clock. Some back and forth there. Lemon gets it out of our zone, goes across the red line. D players doing some dangling there at the red line. Lemon pins her up. One of their forwards gets it in deep. Georgia picks it up behind her net. She wraps it around the wall. She tries to get it up. Maddie Benish laid one of the Hyland girls down as there's some shoving there back by Olive. 6:38 on the clock. 10 seconds left in this power play. Hyland picked it up right over the blue line. Georgia to Maeve. Maeve got picked off Maeve here on the red line. Georgia picked up her stick as it got knocked out. Maddie Benish is in a race. Hyland gets to it first, but it is an icing call for Hyland. Power play is over. We'll have a face-off in Hyland's zone. 6 minutes left on that clock. Jesse doing the face-off. Josie, Page, Harper, and Harper out here. Jesse wins that face-off to Josie. Josie to Harper. Good shot. Puck was still loose, and they blew the whistle. At least it looked loose. Another face-off, 5:35. Jesse wins that face-off, gets it to Josie. Josie's battling on this inside wall. She's looking for an opening. Hyland picked it up. Going D across that wall. Harper O gets there, gets past Harper O at the blue line. Harper S versus 2. Harper S gets a piece of it. Puck's loose. They try and do a centering backhanded pass. Harper O's on it. She relays it forward to Josie. Josie flips it up and out. Their D picked it up in their zone. Long pass all the way across the ice. That is an icing call as it barely missed our girls as they jumped the wall. Clock is ticking down to 4:50. Face off in Hyland's zone. Harper and Harper are still out there on D. Adds Lemon and Ori. Lemon doing our face off. Win by Hyland, but just barely. Lemon got a stick through the legs and gets it passed over to Ads. Ads gets cleared and checked off her skates. She was airborne from their defenseman. He's been taking all these shots. Ori doing some back checks. Hyland lost their glove. They try to do a falling dive shot. We've got a call. Looks like Ori's in the box. Tripping call on Ori. Ori will be out with 2 minutes and 2 seconds on that clock. We're down to 4:02 in this clock. Good tie-up at the point with Lemon and their face-off. They are loose. Ads gets knocked down by that same defenseman. Georgia puts it down the ice. That's going to be an icing call against Rough Riders. Burn that clock off as we are on a penalty kill. 3:35 on the clock now. Jesse, Josie, Paige, Georgia, and Maddie Benish out here. I'm sorry, that was too many players. It's Jesse and Paige, not Josie. Some back and forth down here on this inside wall as everyone's getting time with that puck. Shot toward goal, one-timer. Failure by Hyland as the puck goes loose and tumbles into the zone. Jesse's putting pressure on. Paige puts pressure. They dump it all the way back into our zone. Maddie Benish stopped it before it gets to the red line. It's just some back and forth. It gets right back to their shooter from that right in front of the Rough Riders bench. Georgia put some speed on. It's loose. She's going to get to it first before there's an icing. She goes down into the corner. She center passes it. Oh, so you hear me jump up because Paige almost had a one-timer right in front of the goal, but it went wide. Jessie is putting some pressure on as they've got one player. Jessie checked the girl into the wall. That's going to be another call against Rough Riders. Jessie is going to go visit Ori. Ori is in for another 7 seconds. We have a 5 versus 3 Lady Rough Riders on a penalty kill. Jessie will be in there until there's 9 seconds on the clock. Josie gets that face off. She wins it. Gets back to Harper. Harper buries it across the ice. Gets back to their shooter D. Shot on goal. Gets past to everybody. Harper O put good D on their one shooter down there in front of the crease. Was able to bend her in half. Harper S to Josie this near wall. You can see Harper S wanting to get in there but doesn't. They try to do a pass. Harper S buries it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Rough Riders. Well, that's what we need. That clock is running, burning down. Ori's out of the box. We have Harper, Lemon, and Josie. Win by Lemon, gets over to Harper. Harper's got 2 on her. Lemon's backing her up. They're trying. Hyland looked confused, trying to who to pass to because they're about all 3 players 3 feet apart each. Gets over to their far D wall. Harper S picks it up back behind her net. She gets it past Lemon, gets right to their D. Their own player was in the shooting lane, took the puck to the back. Harper S putting pressure on. Gets over Jessie. Oh, puck's back and forth. We're down to about 35 seconds on the clock. We're in their zone on this penalty kill. Hyland buries it across to this near wall. Harper O is battling with one. Hyland loses the edge. She hits the wall. Harper O's taking it. She gets it across the ice right to one of their D at the red line. Hyland resets at the red. 15 seconds. They've got one shooter. Shot on goal. Would have gone wide, but Olive stopped it in the air. That is going to be the end of the game as the clock reaches 0. That is a win by Hyland, 5-0 to the Lady Rough Riders. This was our final game. This was the semifinal game. So no more games this weekend. Thank you for watching. We'll stop the stream after the good jobs and good games. Girls played well. Had a great weekend. Thank you for watching.